Friends feared for Anthony Bourdain's crazy love for Asia Argento, who was photographed hugging and holding hands with a journalist days before his suicide. Friends of Anthony Bourdain reveal they were concerned about his crazy love for girlfriend Asira Argento, who was pictured with another man just days before his suicide. The travel show host met Argento while filming an episode of his show Parts Unknown in Italy in 2016. They began dating a year later, and people close to Bourdain revealed he'd fallen head over heels for the Italian actress, describing him as a teenage boy just absolutely love-struck. But a source told People that friends of the celebrity chef had begun to become concerned with his infatuation with Argento. He would have done anything for her, and that was a little red flag for some of his friends, the source told People. Like, he was crazy in love with her, crazy being the key word. 3 days before Bourdain was found hanged in his French hotel room, where he'd been filming the latest episode of Parts Unknown, Argento had been photographed with journalist Hugo Clement in Rome. The pair were photographed hugging, holding hands and smiling as they strolled through the Italian capital. They were later seen dancing together and sharing a close embrace in an Italian bar. The photos have since been taken down by the photographer in question. Clement is a journalist with Conbini News, and has done a number of well-respected pieces for the agency, most recently on the famine in Congo, the livestock industry in France and the threats facing gay men in Tunisia. In the days since his death, Bourdain and Argento's friend Rose McGowan has defended the actress, saying the couple had a free relationship. In an open letter, McGowan wrote, "Anthony and Asia had a free relationship. They loved without borders of traditional relationships, and they established the parameters of their relationship early on." McGowan goes on to say, "Asia is a free bird, and so was Anthony." Bourdain got together with Argento a year after splitting up from his wife, Ottavia Bussia, who he shared an 11-year-old daughter with. The 61-year-old had dismissed the idea of marrying again but had not ruled out living with Argento. His suicide on Friday came as a huge shock, both to his many fans and to his nearest and dearest. The friend of Bourdain's told People that, while they knew he was overworked and struggling with the breakdown of his marriage, no one had any idea he'd been suicidal. "None in our circle of friends knew he was struggling in any life-or-death way. Honestly, I don't think anyone knew. I don't think Eric, Ripert, knew the depths of his pain," he said. "The shock of Tony's death is almost as profound as the pain. Even his closest friends are still waiting for some mystery to be uncovered," they added. "We knew his nerves were shattered a little. His marriage had fallen apart. He was way overworked and overdriven, but unstable. No one had a clue." Argento gave a heartbreaking statement about the loss of in the hours after Bourdain's suicide, where she referred to him as "my love, my rock, my protector." Anthony gave all of himself in everything that he did. His brilliant, fearless spirit touched and inspired so many, and his generosity knew no bounds. "He was my love, my rock, my protector. I am beyond devastated. My thoughts are with his family. I would ask that you respect their privacy and mine." The chef and self-proclaimed film fanatic first met Argento in 2016 when she appeared on the Rome episode of his Emmy-winning show Parts Unknown. Bourdain and Argento's relationship then became public after the two were seen in Rome together early last year. The lovebirds could be seen walking around the city hand in hand and then sharing a kiss after enjoying dinner at Pomodoro. The two then returned to their hotel room. Argento, 42, first met Bourdain, 61, just around the time that it was revealed that he and his wife Ottavia were separating after 9 years of marriage. The actress and Bourdain's ex-wife are near lookalikes and both hail from Italy. Bourdain's Rome episode of Parts Unknown was a remarkable feat, and one that was inspired in some ways by Argento's father. Dario Argento is considered by many to be one of the great horror directors, and is known for his highly stylized films, among them the 1977 classic Suspiria. The episode was shot entirely in widescreen and featured no imagery of classic Rome, choosing instead to show only the architecture of Mussolini and post-Mussolini era. Argento helped Bourdain with this by showing him some of her favorite spots and having her sister cook for him. She even took Bourdain to what he described as a bat's crazy boxing club where we ate pasta ringside as gladiators pounded one another and the crowd hooted and roared. Argento has 2 children, an 8-year-old son Nicola with her ex-husband Michele Civetta and a 16-year-old daughter Anna from her relationship with musician Marco Castaldi. She shot to fame as a teenager due to her famous father and roles in a number of Italian movies, receiving the Italian equivalent of the Academy Award twice before the age of 20. Argento then found fame in America with her role opposite Vin Diesel in 30, and 2 years later was back with her English-language directorial debut, having adapted J.T. Leroy's controversial novel The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things. She has appeared in a number of films over the past decade, most notably Marie Antoinette, Boarding Gate, The Last Mistress and Mother of Tears. In 2014 she premiered her film Misunderstood at the Cannes Film Festival, which she wrote and directed, telling the press that she was done with acting. Bourdain was a fan of the film, which he called remarkable and beautiful. After the two met, he posted a pic of Dario with his young daughter on Twitter, writing, "Happy birthday to the master." Argento shared a photo of the pair last month in Florence that showed them embracing after wrapping a new episode of Bourdain's show. It would be the last public photo of the two together. Bourdain has been open about his battle with depression and mental illness, and as recently as February, said he'd previously contemplated suicide but had decided he would at least try to live for his daughter. Bourdain, 61, whose career catapulted him from washing dishes at New York restaurants to dining in Vietnam with President Barack Obama, hanged himself in a hotel room. He was found dead by his good friend and chef Eric Riepert on Friday. He had been in France working on an upcoming episode of his program, CNN said. A French prosecutor said on Saturday that there's no evidence of foul play or violence in Bourdain's death. For confidential help, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 or click here for confidential support on suicide matters in the UK. Call the Samaritans on 08457 90 90 90. Visit a local Samaritans branch or click here for confidential support in Australia. Please call Lifeline on 13 11 14 or click here.